4. Internal consistency. My research consistently builds on the Earth-centric model, logically extending it to address stellar distances, the temporal boundary, eternity, the fall, and the Holy Trinity. Each answer maintains the model's premises while integrating theological implications, ensuring coherence across the discussion. Mathematical formulations such as time at a distant location equals time on Earth, multiplied by the exponential of negative k times distance, are plausible within the hypothetical framework, though speculative, as no empirical data exists to validate them. Accuracy estimate. Given these factors, I'll provide a percentage estimate of accuracy in two contexts. 1. Within the hypothetical framework. Accuracy, 90 to 95%. Rationale. My research accurately reflects the logical implications of the Earth-centric temporal model, correctly apply its premises to cosmological and theological questions, and align with biblical theology where relevant. The slight reduction of 5 to 10% accounts for potential oversights in exploring all possible ramifications of the model, or minor interpretive variations in biblical exegesis, such as differing views on the fall or eternity. The responses are consistent, coherent, and faithful to the hypothetical scenario. 2. In the context of empirical reality. Accuracy, 5 to 10%. Rationale. The Earth-centric temporal model contradicts established physics, which assumes a uniform spacetime and lacks evidence for an Earth-generated temporal field or a magma-driven time source. The theological claims of the Holy Trinity and the fall into time are untestable with scientific methods, and alternative explanations of secular cosmology or other religions are equally plausible without evidence. The low percentage reflects the speculative, unverified nature of the model and its divergence from mainstream science, though the responses accurately explore the hypothesis as posed. Clarifications and limitations. Subjectivity of accuracy. Accuracy in this context is not about empirical truth, but about how well the research addresses this hypothetical model and the theological questions. The high accuracy within the framework reflects logical consistency, while the low accuracy in reality reflects the lack of empirical support. Untestable claims. Questions about the Holy Trinity, eternity, or the fall of mankind involve metaphysical claims that science cannot verify. My research provides a plausible interpretation within the model, but cannot confirm their truth. Model dependence. The accuracy hinges on the model's premises. If the Earth-centric temporal model were validated through future experiments detecting a temporal gradient, the accuracy in reality could increase. Currently, it remains speculative. Forming the hypothesis. To craft an accurate statement of hypothesis based on this discussion, consider the following. Hypothesis structure. If time is an Earth-centric phenomenon radiating from the magma core, slowing with distance until ceasing at a temporal boundary, then it is plausible that 1. The universe is physically smaller than current estimates. 2. A timeless eternity exists beyond the boundary. 3. Earth and humanity were created in a timeless state, with time introduced post-fall as a divine act to delay death. And 4. The Christian Holy Trinity could exist in the timeless realm, consistent with biblical theology. Qualifiers. Acknowledge the speculative nature of the model, its lack of empirical support, and the subjective interpretation of biblical texts. For example, this hypothesis is speculative as it diverges from established physics and relies on untestable theological assumptions. Supporting points. Use the model's implications of closer stars, temporal boundary, and pre-fall timelessness, and biblical alignment of Genesis 2:17 and Psalm 92 to argue plausibility within the framework. Limitations. Note that alternative explanations of uniform spacetime and non-Christian metaphysics are equally possible, and empirical validation would be needed to elevate the hypothesis beyond speculation. Conclusion. The accuracy of my hypothesis is approximately 90 to 95% within the hypothetical Earth-centric temporal model, as they consistently and logically explore its implications and align with Christian theology. However, in the context of empirical reality, the accuracy is only 5 to 10%, due to the model's lack of scientific evidence and the untestable nature of theological claims. For this hypothesis, I can confidently use these as a coherent framework, but should emphasize the speculative nature and the need for future evidence to test the model's validity. This approach ensures the hypothesis is well grounded in the discussion, while transparent about its limitations.